time.
Welcome all. 36th District Court, State of Michigan is now in session with the Honorable Judge Shannon Holmes presiding. During the Zoom court proceeding, there will be no gum chewing, eating, drinking, smoking, or talking. Also, you're required to be dressed appropriately for court. No do-rags, hats, pajamas, low-cut tops, spaghetti string tops, or underclothes should be visible. If you have any additional electronic devices, please silence them or turn them off now. Thank you all in advance for your compliance, and good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning, and good morning to everyone in the courtroom on this morning. I am going to mute everyone who is not currently engaged in their hearing so that we can eliminate any background noise. Please do not unmute yourself. I need you to stay muted until I ask you to mute. Thank you so much. I'm going to start off. Thank you, Ms. Fields, again for serving today. I'm
You're
going
welcome.
to, yes, I am going to start off by having the attorneys please state your appearance for the record.
Yes, thank you. Good morning, Judge. For the record, Jesse Reed, Drug Court Defense Attorney, P 23863. Judge, I'd like to make a motion, a continuing motion that my appearance be for all of my clients that appear before the court this morning. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Reed. Good morning to you, and your motion is granted.
Thank you. Good morning.
And good morning, Your Honor. Robert Fikens, P 31894, Drug Treatment Court Defense Counsel. I too, Your Honor, would make a similar motion.
All right, thank you, and good morning to you, Attorney Fikes, and your motion is granted as well. All right, Ms. Cleveland, if you could state your appearance, and if you have any preliminary matters this morning, just state them so we can get people in breakout rooms that should be in breakout rooms.
Thank you, Your Honor. Toshi Cleveland, case manager for Specialty Court 36 Court. And I see that Ms. Roberta Cross is on the screen, and she does need to go into the breakout room with an attorney.
You sound very faint. I was able to hear you. And so, Ms. Cross, if you could unmute yourself, good morning to you.
Good morning.
All right, you need to speak with an attorney this morning?
Yes.
Wonderful. Mr. Reed, Mr. Fikens, which one of you will be joining Ms. Cross in the breakout room?
I'll go with a judge.
All right, very good. You will receive an invitation, the two of you, to breakout room. Read your name so I can know where to see it.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. I appreciate it. All right, you'll receive an invitation to breakout room 1. Please accept it.
Thank you.
All right. Ms. Cleveland, any other preliminary matters where individuals need to go to breakout rooms?
No, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much. Ms. Robbs, good morning to you. If you could state your appearance for the record.
Good morning, Your Honor. Ebony Robbs, Drug Treatment Court and Veterans Treatment Court Case Manager.
All right. Good morning, Ms. Robbs. Do you have any preliminary matters where an individual needs to go into a breakout room?
Yes, Your Honor. I have Mr. Brian Mansell on as a new intake.
Okay. Is that who's on the Brianna's iPhone?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Mr. Fikens, I'm going to start with cases that are non-problematic. And should we need an attorney, we'll certainly call for you. But I'd like to send you and Mr. Is it Mansell? Sir, you can unmute your phone for me.
Yes, it is.
All right. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
All right. I am going to send you. I don't see you on my docket. Could you spell the name for me, your last name for me, please?
Manciel.
All right. Wonderful. I am going to send you and Attorney Fikens into a breakout room. You will get an invitation to breakout room number 2. Please accept it.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. All right, Mr. Mansell, you should get that invitation. All right. And if there are any others, we may have to wait because we're not going to have a shortage of attorneys. Mr. Griffin, can you state your appearance for the record, please?
Good morning, Your Honor. Brian Griffin, Drug Court Case Manager on behalf of the Probation Department.
Thank you and good morning, Mr. Griffin. And I know that
Good morning, Your Honor.
Mr. Todd is on and he needs to speak with an attorney. So as soon as one is available, we'll get Mr. Todd to an attorney. Good morning to you, Mr. Todd.
Morning, Judge.
All right. How are you this morning?
Okay.
All right. I'm glad to see you. I'm glad that you're alive and well and that you are in the right environment. And so we'll talk about where we go from here once you have an opportunity to speak with an attorney, okay? All right. Very good. All right. Thank you, Mr. Griffin. And then Mr. Yancey, if you could state your appearance, please.
Yes, Your Honor. Kenneth Yancey on behalf of Sobriety Court, Your Honor. Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Yancey. Mr. Yancey, do you have any preliminary matters on this morning that require special attention?
I do not, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, Mr. Yancey. All right. All right. I am going to have Mr. Kasheri is on this morning. If you could state your appearance for me, please.
Good morning, Judge Daniel Kusheri, VHA, Veterans Justice Outreach.
Thank you. Good morning. Good to see you, Mr. Kasheri.
You too.
All right. I also see that Ms. Mentor Scott has joined us on this morning. If you could please unmute and state your appearance for the record.
Yes, good morning, Your Honor. Kevin Scott, veteran peer mentor for the court.
All right. Thank you and good morning. Thank you for serving today, Mr. Scott. All right. With that said, I'm ready to start the docket. I have first on the docket, Mr. Corbin. Mr. Corbin, if you could unmute yourself, Anthony Corbin. State your name for the record, please.
Anthony Corbin.
All right, Mr. Corbin, you are in our virtual courtroom. Do you agree to have your case by way of Zoom on this morning?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, wonderful. I have case number Z806-0191. Mr. Griffin, case managers, I'm going to ask you all to present on this morning. You don't have to go through the preliminary things. I know that we did not get a chance to staff on yesterday. Thank you all. Thank you all for working with the court on yesterday. And so if you all could start off on this morning, I would greatly appreciate it. Tell me what I need to know, and then we'll keep it moving, okay? All right.
Okay, Your Honor.
All right, thank you.
Okay, this is Mr. Corbin. Mr. Corbin is at phase 1 of the program. He's currently attending outpatient treatment at Black Family Development with his counselor, Ms. Cheryl. I did receive a progress report indicating that he is doing very well. He's attending individual in-group sessions, so he's doing 2 sessions per week, so he's been in compliance. He also is attending 12-7 meetings online. He's been testing at gyms, no problems with testing. We have talked over some goals, so we're working on those. He did make a $150 payment, Your Honor, and he does have a $500 bond, and we did talk about that, so I'll talk to Ms. Drew about that. His bond was forfeited before, and we were trying to see if we can get it reinstated to be applied to his court costs. But other than that, Your Honor, he's in compliance with your order, Your Honor.
All right, very good. And Mr. Griffin, the last time, Ms. Drew, that we were together, I don't know if you were serving as the court reporter, but I did order that his bond was to be reinstated and applied to his drug treatment court contract balance. Okay?
Okay.
May not have been with
Yes,
me.
ma'am, I'll double check. Okay. Let me make sure that was done.
Wonderful. All right, Mr. Corbin, things are going well for you?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Wonderful. And so work is still good? You're still doing the home health care?
Yes, ma'am.
And that's going well?
Yes, it is.
All right. What do you need us to help you with on today?
Other than the bond, that's all right now. I'm doing pretty good.
All right. Tell me what's been the most difficult challenge for you staying on track and what's been easy?
Well, actually, it's all been pretty easy. I've been, at a steady flow. Family, all my family's been around helping out, you know, and keeping me on a, you know, positive roll. And it's been okay. Everything's been fine.
All right, very good. No issues with your testing?
No, ma'am.
All right, I know that this is for the courtroom. I know that we're getting ready to go into the holiday schedule. And so
Yes.
sure that all of our participants know that they are required to test. And if you have some inside information about the availability of testing sites, I think you all used to put out a handout. I know it's a little bit different times, but you all used to put out a handout. Mr. Griffith, you were going to say
Yeah,
something?
Your Honor, we did contact JAM today, and we contacted ATS. They will be open during this shutdown. They are considered essential, so I know a lot of people have been calling us, asking us about testing, but testing will continue as normal, for 2 times per week. So no locations have closed. They will notify us if something else has changed, but we did notify ATS and JAMS this morning, and all the locations are still open.
All right, wonderful. So everybody heard that. No excuse about testing. You must get up and go and test. That's for the whole courtroom. The holidays are critical. We know that people, even in the midst of COVID, will be passing, drinking and celebrating and all of those things. You must go and test. A missed test will be a positive test. And during the holidays, I'm not going to deal with that very kindly because testing is available. If you have questions, reach out to your case manager, but go and test. It's required, right? Any questions, Mr. Corbin? That was for the whole courtroom. Any questions?
No, ma'am.
All right, very good. And so, Mr. Griffin, if nothing else on Mr. Corbin, he is in what phase?
Phase 1, Your Honor.
All right. And so today is the 17th, which means that his next court date would be on December 1st. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, December 1st, 2020 at 9:00 a.m., Mr. Corbett. If you need us before then, by all means, reach out, okay?
Yes, ma'am. Thank
All
you.
right, very good. Take care. Be seated.
Okay.
All right, thank you, Mr. Griffin. All right, I am ready on Mr. Gaines. Mr. Gaines, if you can unmute yourself. Gaines, I have case number Z793080 for Jose Gaines. Mr. Gaines, state your name.
Jose Gaines.
All right, Mr. Gaines, you're in our virtual courtroom. Do you agree to have your hearing by way of Zoom?
Yes, ma'am.
Wonderful. Mr. Gaines, Ms. Robs is going to present on this morning. You doing okay though, Mr. Gaines?
Yes, ma'am. I completed the arms, and it was a tremendous experience for me this weekend.
Tell me what you thought of it and what you learned.
Well, can I begin with saying, that I learned about having to go to arms over the summer. I didn't have any idea that this was part of the program, part of the contract. And so, to be honest with you, I really dreaded going to state a weekend, somewhere that out of my comfort zone, and I was just dreading this day. This weekend, right? So I got there. Everybody, I wasn't the only one, who was real tensed up,
Mm-hmm.
And then we got there, and we started with the introductions, and everybody started loosening up. And I'm telling you that I had probably one of the best weekends I've had. This was tremendous. It was really good.
Tell me what was good about it. Tell me what you all did. Tell me what you learned.
Okay, we did a lot of we did some activities as far as trust building and getting to know each other and being helpful and to each other and getting to know each other. With what's going on. To me, this is my opinion, but just what's going on in the country. Some of the not so good things going on in the country. We were all from all different walks of life, and everybody got along. We were all helpful, and it was like a brotherhood. I can't believe it was so good.
What did you learn about what brought you to me?
Yeah, okay, well, now, one of the major things I learned is, you know, like my contract is coming up, and I won't be going through this program and through this court anymore. But I did learn that the importance
I
that
see how you threw that in there, Mr. Gaines. Okay, go ahead.
sorry,
Tell
I
me
don't
what
mean
you learned.
I'm going to tell you now. Well, the importance of you know, this 12 step. You know, just because I'm out of that, I'm really going to need some help with the 12 step, because I've seen where people, you know, at the end of their contract, they right after they just go in and celebrate. You know, so my thing is I'm just going to get more in touch with the 12 step program so I can continue my sobriety.
All right. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, it was the importance of it, you know, and how it impacts people's lives, you know, and impacts their sobriety, you know, and so I'm looking forward to that, and that's going to be very very important. And after my contract is over, because I am looking forward to maintaining my sobriety. It's a wonderful thing for me.
It certainly is. It's a wonderful thing. And that's why we try to equip you with tools that you can use without a court order. You don't need us to tell you to go to 12 step, or if you're struggling with something, go and see a counselor, or, you know, if you need to check in and make sure that you're good and monitor what you're intaking and who you're hanging around with. You've been given those tools, hopefully, to do those things. And so it's important that you have those takeaways. Did they treat you well at Arms?
Yeah, that's it. That's the thing. They were very helpful, you know, and very kind, and we all had a great experience out there. There was
All
20,
right.
25 of us,
Oh,
and
wow.
yeah, and we were all from different parts of, you know, different walks of life, and I just can't believe how swell it was.
Good. Very good. I'm glad to hear that. Anything you've been struggling with, Mr. Gaines, that you need us to help you with?
Um, just some other. I have some medical issues. That's it. That's all.
All right. So
But
my question,
I'm handling that now. As when we get done with this, I'm going to the VA to be fitted for the CPAP. You know, and other than that, everything's fine.
all right. As long as you're doing what you're supposed to do,
Oh
you
yes,
should
ma'am.
be fine, right?
Yes, ma'am. And thank this program for me being fine, because you know, like, you know, there was a couple times, you know, I'm not saying I would have picked up, but you know, I had some issues. Like I talked to my brother on a Saturday, three Saturdays ago, and he was at work, and he was fine. You know, he's a barber, and he's washing towels, you know, and just getting ready for his day. So the next day, 24 hours later, I'm getting ready for work, and my nephew called, and my brother is being intubated. He was on the life support, you know. So and then just those little things like that cause triggers in people's lives, and you have to be very careful, you know. And that goes back to saying about the 12-step program. You know, I want to learn more. I'm looking to learn more about that, to get into that. So that's going to be instrumental in my sobriety from here on.
All right. How is your brother doing, Mr. Gaines?
He's home now. He's trying to get back to at least 80%. He's like 65%. They took him off. You know what happened. If he hadn't been with someone, he would have died. You know, so he's fine now, but he's fighting to get back to his normal his way of life. You know.
All right. All right. Very good. Very
Those
good.
triggers, those things like that can cause people to get depressed, and
Absolutely.
you know, and I'm you know, I think if I wasn't in this program, this contract, I probably, you know, I had a pretty rough weekend. We thought we were going to lose it. You know.
Yeah. And so I'm glad that you didn't allow it to trigger you.
No,
I'm glad that whatever you tapped into, it was good for you and it worked, because here you are today and you're sober and you're doing the things that you're supposed to do. So I'm very proud of you, Mr. Gaines.
Thank you.
Very proud of you. I do have a question for you. What is the status of your driver's license?
I talked with Mr. Fikens today. He told me that I had to go to the court and just pay the reinstatement fee.
All right, I need you to do that.
I'll do
Okay.
that after I'm out, get off of with you today.
All right.
And
Very good.
Your Honor, if I might just amplify on that.
Yes.
Mr. Gaines and I have been talking about his license. It appears that he's paid off all his fines to 36, but as this court is aware, they can zero out a balance and you still owe a $45 reinstatement fee. So
Right.
Mr. Gaines has to come down to the court, ask to pay the reinstatement fees on even closed cases. So don't get confused if they say it's closed. You got to pay the reinstatement fees. I found 2 so far from 2000, and I'm still looking, Mr. Gaines, but keep at it and don't let them say it's closed. It is closed to 36, but it's not closed to Secretary of State.
Okay. Yeah,
Thank
I'll be down there. I'll be there at. So I want to go to the courthouse to pay these fees. Is that it, sir?
Yes.
Okay, I'll be there after this court session here.
All right. Very good. Mr. Kashiri, is there anything you need to add as to Mr. Gaines?
Good morning, Your Honor. No, Mr. Gaines completed all of his outpatient substance use disorder treatment as clinically indicated. He's been entirely compliant from a treatment perspective since that time.
All right. Very good. Very good. Mr. Scott, you serve as the mentor for Mr. Gaines, is that correct?
Yes, Mr. James has been done very well. He has taken control of ownership. He called me this weekend a little bit apprehensive about going to arms, and I assured him that he was going to have a wonderful experience, a lot of team building, and true to form, he sure did. So I just give him a lot of credit, kudos, and I'm glad he got what he was supposed to get out of arms.
All right. Wonderful. Thank you, Mr. Scott. All right, Ms. Robs, on Mr. Gaines, I need you to tell me what phase he's in because I have him at phase 2. And so I need to go through with you just briefly where he is with respect to programming.
Yes, Your Honor. Good morning, Your Honor. That is correct. Mr. Gaines is in phase 2, Your Honor. We had some challenges with Mr. Gaines in terms of procrastination and not completing things, which kept him in that phase. We addressed it in September, October, and that's when Mr. Gaines got on track with his contract requirements. I do want to make the recommendation, considering that he is doing well, Your Honor, and has completed everything in terms of his veterans treatment contract, if he could be promoted to phase 3 on today.
All right, so he's done his 12-step, his community service. I have alcohol highway safety already done. He's completed his outpatient treatment. Did he watch the sobriety video?
Yes, he did, Your Honor.
Wonderful. And he's made his payments, is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Very good. I don't have an issue with promoting Mr. Gaines on today. Any objection from any of the team members?
No objections, Judge. Thank you.
All right, Mr. Gaines, no objection, right?
Oh, ma'am.
All right, I need everybody in the courtroom to join me in celebrating Mr. Gaines on his promotion to phase 3 on today. Congratulations, Mr. Gaines. So proud of you. Now you are on track to finish up this contract. Well, he kept trying to sneak that in this morning. Mr. Gaines, I heard you. All right. This is not the phase to cut corners or to look for shortcuts, okay? You've got to work hard. You've got to continue to push because this is where you show yourself first. And then everybody else on the team that you are ready to do this without the court's intervention. And so, Mr. Gaines, I'm proud of you. You are well on your way. And because you have been promoted to phase 3, that means that I will not see you again until December 15th, 2020 at 9:00 a.m.
Okay.
All right.
That's fine.
All right. Very good. Any questions for the court?
No, ma'am. No,
All right. very good. Do well, Mr. Gaines. Good to see you today.
Okay, thank you.
All right, very good. Let's see. I need to do, Mr. Wyatt was on my docket today. Was
Yes.
Mr. Wyatt regularly scheduled for today?
No, Your Honor, he was not scheduled, but Mr. White is getting ready to transition from the domiciliary into independent living. And I wanted to have him check in with you, Your Honor, so that you can see how he's doing before he makes that transition on the 24th of this month.
All right, very good. And so, Mr. Wyatt, can you unmute your phone for me?
Okay.
Good morning. State your name for me.
Oh, Michael Wyatt.
All right, Mr. Wyatt, you're in the virtual courtroom. Do you agree to have your case heard by way of our Zoom courtroom?
Yes, I do.
Wonderful. This is just a check-in. You're not on my docket today, but I'm
Okay.
glad to see you. You're getting ready to transition out of the domiciliary. Are you ready for that?
Oh, yes, I'm ready to start my new life. Yeah, I'm ready to
All
go.
right. All right, very good. Do you feel you've been equipped with some tools that can help you along the way?
Yes, I have.
Do I have your commitment to use them?
Yes, I will. I've learned a lot since I've been here, so I'm gonna be using those tools once I get out there.
All right, very good. I don't want you just out there. I want you to continue to be working on
Oh,
your recovery day
oh
by
yeah,
day.
I am.
I want you to stay connected to Ms. Robs, to Ms.
Mhm.
Kasheri,
Okay.
as your service providers. And so I'm excited about you transitioning, okay?
Okay, thank you.
All right, wonderful. Mr. Kasheri, is there anything you'd like me to know before I release Mr. Wyatt?
Good morning, Your Honor. Thank you. No, Mr. Wyatt is doing great, and we're really pleased with his treatment progression at the DOM. He's been entirely compliant with all individual and group treatment. He's been an active member and engaging with the entire staff and all of the other veterans that are participating in that program. And we're excited for him to transition into his independent apartment on the 24th.
All right, very good, very good. Mr. Scott, do you serve as the mentor for Mr. Wyatt?
Yes, Your Honor, I do. And just real quickly, when Mr. Wyatt first transitioned over there to the domiciliary, my first phone call, when I called and he answered the phone, I almost hung up because I didn't know, I thought I had the wrong number. I'm like, this can't be the same person. And so me and him ever since then, and even the staff over there was just saying just how much he has really just absorbed himself in that program. And his enthusiasm was so infectious, if you would, but he has done a fantastic job. His turnaround is nothing short of miraculous, Your Honor. I mean, I give Mr. Wyatt nothing but tremendous amount of respect and pride for just gathering himself, getting himself back together. And he take a lot of pride. I mean, don't break your arm, pat yourself on the back, Mr. Wyatt, but definitely give yourself some kudos. They say they say a support dog don't wag his own tail. So Mr. Wyatt, you can wag your tail just a little bit.
There you go. Very good. All right, thank you. Mr. Reed or Mr. Fikens, anything you'd like to add for Mr. Wyatt?
Judge, Mr. Wyatt, congratulations. You're doing well. I have no objections, Judge, to transitioning home. The program, we want independent living, and congratulations, Mr. Wyatt. Keep up the good work. Thank you, Judge. Thank you, Mr. Wyatt.
Thank you.
Your Honor, I would just add, sounds like you're on the right path, Mr. Wyatt. Keep up the great work. And again, thank you for your service.
All right, thank you.
All right, very good. Ms. Robs, can you place a case number on the record for purposes of court reporting? I'm sorry, Ms. Fields.
Yes,
Ms. Robs?
Yes, Your Honor. It's Z8056181.
All right, very good. And Ms. Robs, when is Mr. Wyatt's next court date?
His return to court date, Your Honor, is November 24th, 2020.
All right, that's this week. And so is that correct? No, that's next week.
That's next week. Yes,
I
Your
want
Honor.
to check in with him still on that day. So we'll
Yes,
do
Your Honor.
November 24th, okay?
Yes, Your
And,
Honor.
I just want to check to make sure he's good. All right? Thank
Yes, Your
you.
Honor.
All right, Mr. Wyatt, go and be great, transition and do what you need to do to take care of you, okay?
Yes, I
Wait a
will,
minute,
Your Honor.
it's the 24th. Mr. Griffin tried to tell me something. What, Mr. Griffin? You're muted.
The court. No, I don't have anything to say for Mr. White.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. I thought you were trying to tell me that the 24th isn't a good date, but we're good on the 24th, right?
Yeah.
All right. Wonderful. All right. Very good, Mr. Wyatt. I'll see you next week.
Okay, then.
All right. Take care. Good to see you. All right. Mr. Griffin?
Can Mr. Todd be placed in the breakout room with Mr. Vikings?
There you go. Thank you, sir. I knew you wanted to tell me something, Mr. Griffin. All right. Mr. Todd, I am placing you in a breakout room with Attorney Vikings.
Okay.
And then I need to do a check-in just real quick on whether or not we have some more veterans so that I do not keep our mentors or Mr. Kashiri on any longer than I should. All right, though you should both receive your invitations to breakout room number 3. And so are there any other veteran cases that are scheduled for this morning?
No, Your Honor.
All right, very good. Mr. Kashiri, thank you for your service. I will see you all. I think we have a few cases next week. See you on the 24th. Be safe. And
Thank
then
you, Your Honor.
Mr. Scott, make sure you read my chat. You out of order. I'm gonna hold you in contempt, but I'm glad to have you serve on today. And I'll see you next week. I believe you should have some
Yeah, I will
cases
take, Your
scheduled.
Honor, I will rectify that egregious error, Your Honor.
All right, y'all. Mr. Scott made an error this morning. He did not have the picture of Idris, the young Idris Elba, in the background, and I needed to see that on this morning. And I told him he out of order, so he needs to get
Apologize.
correct next
You
week.
just,
All
got,
right.
you just got the old Morgan Freeman this morning, Your Honor.
All right. Good to see both of you. I will see you next week. Take care and be safe, please. All right. Okay, I'm ready to continue with, I have, it was Miss Walker on my docket for today, Chantel Walker.
Yes, Your Honor.
She was. All right, Miss Walker, I need you to unmute for me. Good morning.
Good morning.
All right, Miss Walker, state your name for me.
Chantel Walker.
All right, you are in our virtual courtroom. Do you agree to have your hearing by way of Zoom this morning?
Yes.
Look at you, Miss Walker. You have your hair all done. You look good. I hope you feel good.
Yes, I do. Thank you.
Wonderful. I have the following case for Chantel Walker, Z8060361. And so, Mr. Griffin, I am going to have you present for Miss Walker.
Okay, Your Honor, Ms. Walker is in phase 1 of the program. Your Honor, she was enrolled in outpatient treatment at Meridian Services. I did receive an email from the council over there indicating that they were shutting down, so they weren't accepting any more clients. She had did 3 weeks of services over there, so they referred her back to D-Win. So she called, and so she has an appointment. I can let her further. She has an appointment set up for next week, I believe, on the 24th. I'll let her give you the name of the location, but they did send an email. They said they had a problem with their staff and things like that, so they had to shut their building down. So they did refer her back to D-Win, and she did call D-Win to make another appointment with another agency. I can't think of the agency right offhand, but she did make an appointment with another agency. She is enrolled in online GED classes. She's doing 12-step meetings online. She's testing, no problem with testing. And she did contact the other court to get that rectified. I believe she has an appointment with the probation officer on the 24th also. So she's doing everything she's supposed to do. So she's in compliance. She was just a little worried that she had to start over with the treatment. But I said sometimes it works like that, so it'll balance out. So.
All right. Okay. Thank you, Mr. Griffin. And so, Ms. Walker, where are you going for your intake next week for outpatient treatment?
It's called.
Where's your base?
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's all well-being, Your Honor, all well-being.
Oh,
It's called Well-Being Services.
all
Yeah.
right. Very good. Okay. And so I want you to be patient. You know, we're living in some unusual times. Things happen beyond our control, but I do believe it all works out for our good. Okay. And
Okay.
so let's go there and get that outpatient treatment. How have you been
Okay.
doing overall?
Overall, I've just been adjusting. My kids are doing homeschooling, but everything's been fine.
All right. And I know that can be a challenge in and of itself. So aren't you glad you're sober?
Yes, I am. Definitely, I'm
Absolutely.
happy.
Yes,
Yeah.
ma'am. Yes. All right. Very good. Has anything been difficult for you so far that we can help you with?
No, not really. No, everything's going good.
Okay. All right. Very good. I'm glad to see you. I'm glad to hear from Mr. Griffin. You have a really good report. And so you're still fairly new with us and you're already doing well. I want to encourage you to continue to do the good work, okay? To help yourself. All right.
Okay.
All right. Very good. Mr. Reed or Mr. Vikings, is there
Uh,
anything you'd like to add?
Yes, Judge, thank you. Congratulations, Ms. Walker. A good report. Keep up the good work. Don't get overwhelmed. We're proud of the work that you're doing. You should be proud of the work that you're doing. Keep safe, Ms. Walker. Keep safe. Thank you,
Thank
Judge.
you.
Thank you.
If I might add, Your Honor, Ms. Walker, it was a good report. I echo the words of Mr. Reed. You're doing a great job. Keep up the good work. We're proud of you. Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
All right. Very good. And with that, Mr. Griffin, I have Ms. Walker returning December 1st.
That's correct, Your Honor.
Okay, 2020 at 9 o'clock a.m. And it'll be,
Okay.
all of our
Yes.
hearings will be in our virtual courtroom, of course. Okay?
Okay. Thank you, Judge.
All
Have a good
right.
day.
You do the same. Good to see you.
Good to see you too. Thank you.
All right. I am ready on, I'm doing the people who were scheduled on my docket for this morning. There was someone with an iPhone. I don't know who you are. Officer, do you know?
Dewan Williams.
There's a couple of people. Let me put your name in. Hold on
Dewan
one
Williams.
second. You're Mr. Williams,
Yes.
and then officer, you'll have to tell me who checked in first, okay? But I'm gonna put these iPhones in. There's another. Good morning, Mr. Williams.
Mr. Williams was the first of the iPhones, Your Honor.
All right, and now who's the second on the iPhone?
Mr. Caston,
Is that Mr.
Alan Caston.
Caston? All right, I see you, Mr. Caston. Good morning. All right, and then next on the iPhone,
McGraw,
Mr. McGraw. Good
Patrick
morning,
McGraw.
Mr. McGraw. All right, very good. Now I have some names to go with that. Thank you, officer. All right, and so I am ready on Mr. Caston. If you could unmute for me. Oh, maybe I need to ask you to unmute. There we go. Mr. Caston?
Yes.
No. Did you say Mr. Caston was next? Is that right? Or Mr. Williams?
Mr. Will.
Mr.
Mr.
Williams
Williams.
was the
My
first on the
bad.
iPhone.
No, I'm sorry. I'm going to mute you, Mr. Caston. I'm going to go to Mr. Williams. I was asking Mr. Williams to unmute, but saying Mr. Caston's name. All right.
Okay.
Good morning, Mr.
Good morning.
Williams.
Good
How
morning.
are you this morning?
I'm great. I'm
You
great.
are great. You're in our, state your name for the record, please.
Dewan Williams.
All right. You are in our virtual courtroom. Do you agree to have your hearing by way of Zoom this morning?
Yes. Yes.
Wonderful. I have the following matter for Dewan Williams, 200-559-4801. Mr. Williams, how are things going for you?
I'm doing great. I'm
You
doing
doing
great.
great?
I'm
All
being
right.
very successful.
Very good. I'm so glad to hear that. Have you been having any challenges so far with
No.
working the program?
Oh yeah, I found my faith again. Yes.
All right. Very good. That'll certainly get you through.
Yeah.
Definitely, right?
I was so lost. Yeah, I found my faith again. And hey, You know, I really needed this. Through this pandemic, I would have been messed up, probably out here drinking a lot. And I'm glad I got in trouble. I really am.
Yeah.
I hate to say that like that, but I am.
Yeah. I understand. Sometimes trouble can catapult us to accomplish some of our greatest things, right?
God
And
don't
you,
keep giving so many chances.
yeah, and you certainly have another chance by being here with us. And look at that. He brought his. I'm gonna extend him out. Look at that. I voted. I told you. You all have to go and vote. Thank you, Mr. Caston. His sticker. If you had your sticker, you better go get it so he can show it to me this week. Because I have mad respect for people that go and vote. I have mad respect for people that go and vote. Yes, sir. I don't care who you vote for, just vote. Yes, sir. He remembered that. Look at that. Mr. Caston said, I want my phone to be on. All right, Mr. Caston. Remind me at the end, Miss Cleveland. Not Caston. I keep saying Caston, Mr. Williams. All right. And so, Mr. Williams, what are you doing every day to stay on track?
I read a little bit. I read a lot and a little bit, and I say serenity prayers, and I meditate a lot. Before I leave my home, I say a little prayer. When I come in, I say, thank you, God, I made it back in this place. Yesterday, I went and took a COVID test. I'm free of COVID, me and my family. No, my mother can't get it. She got OCP, and she's a asthma, bad. So, and she works in the medical field at Providence Hospital. So, you know, we made sure we had it, go get checked. My cousin had caught it, so he's doing good. You know, just keeping our prayers up, you know.
All right. And doing everything you
Stay
can
out
do
the way.
to stay safe,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Very, very good. And so how's your outpatient treatment going at Pam's place?
Man, I love it there. I speak highly of that place, man. I love the
Good.
conversations that I have with Mr. Ager and Mr. White. I never imagined that I could have a conversation like I have with the two men that I have counseling with, because I didn't get that conversation with my pop. You know,
Okay. Got
I
it.
didn't. I didn't get that type of conversation from my pops, and then the conversation I've been looking for. I was gonna go back and make an amends with my pops, but I don't need to. Today, I'm gonna say this: at my age, I'm a better man than he was, and I'm not afraid to say that. I'm not trying to diss him or nothing.
Okay. And maybe at some point, as you continue to, I'm big on family reunification when it's healthy, and especially when it's healthy. And so I hope at some point maybe it'll be healthy and you'll
Oh, I
reconsider it.
love him. We talk, we chat, but it's just, like if I tell you I love you, I expect to hear that back. He never can do that. My daddy got 19 kids now. Come on now. So, and I understand from a man
He done
point of view.
said I love you a whole lot of times, Mr. Williams. Now I'm gonna go to bat for your daddy. He done said I love you a whole bunch of times. But here's the thing, Mr. Williams. I
I'm just
sometimes I need
missing
to think
that.
about the
I'm
things I
missing
would
that.
say.
I was just missing that the conversation from a man in my household. My daddy never stayed in my household. I was brought up by a woman, so I know how to respect the woman. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
The things that a man needs to teach a man, I didn't know that. My mama taught me that stuff. So that's why she's my higher power.
And so I want you to remember that this is just food for thought. Sometimes people are not able to say things like, I'm sorry, I love you, or even thank you. I tell people all the time when they tell me thank you. I'm not a big proponent of words. I'm a big proponent of actions. I hear what you say to me, but I believe what you do. Just give that some thought. I hear what you say. I believe what you do. Because you can
I'm
tell
a
me
big,
anything.
like I say, I'm a bigger, better person about the situation now that I'm older. I
Yeah.
understand. That's something I was going through when I was younger, 19, 20, something like that, all through high school. I was a star basketball player for Detroit City High School. I'm one of the guys that started that high school, over there with basketball. I was ninth grade. I was in the ninth grade on varsity. I never seen JV. I went to
Yeah.
Oakland University. I went to school at Cal Berkeley before. I played ball. And that's something that some stories that I would talk to later on about, but I just wanted my father to be there. He wasn't there for me like that. But I understand now, and I like the encouragement words from you, though. I appreciate it.
And let me tell you what you've done for some of the other fathers in the courtroom today. Because I saw some folks nodding their head. You're reminding them that, you know, what we do as parents when our kids are younger, it can have an impact on them as they grow older. So
And
you
that's
just
what,
helped another father in the
and,
courtroom today.
and that's why I made amends with my daughter. I sat her down, told her about my whole situation. I got the best friendship a man can ask for with this woman.
Yeah.
You're always breaking me down. I'm tired of talking
I'm
about
sorry. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
it.
We
You
don't
know
need
how
to
to
both
be. I
break
need
down
this.
today.
I need it because you humble me so much that you breaks me down at the same time. And good tears of joy, though, man.
Good
Wow.
tears,
Thank you. Thank you. Thank
healthy
you.
tears. And you're able to feel that because you're sober.
That's
Raw
right.
emotions.
That's right.
Raw
That's right.
emotions.
That's
That's a
right.
good thing.
9 months clean on the 19th. It'll be 9 months clean for me.
Come on, let's celebrate Mr. Williams. 9 months clean. There you go, sir. Absolutely. It can be done, right? It can be done.
Yes, you
And you're
can.
doing it. All right. What do you need us to help you with?
I'm doing good. I really don't need no help. I just need to probably start making some payments. I'm gonna start making some payments when my unemployment check starts coming in all the way. And other than that, I just help my mama with a little rent or whatever. And I'm not pushing for it right now because my family is tremendously helping me. They take me places, but I would love to have a restricted license so I can do stuff on my own. But I'll talk with Miss Cleveland. I'll make sure I get that right this time. And we'll talk about it. I mean, I'm not rushing, and I
Yes.
know it's a process. I'm not.
No, and it is. And it's good to talk about it very early so you will know what your responsibilities are, because when you think about the restricted license, it's what you're required to have. The restricted license requires work from the person in the program. Ms. Cleveland's work is not a whole lot of work. My work is not a whole lot of work. It's on you. It really is going
Yeah.
to start and move through the process based on your commitment to the program and what you do. So have those conversations with Ms. Cleveland. You can start now having the conversation so that you know what the
She,
expectations are.
she's been a tremendous help to me. I really appreciate her. You know,
Yes,
I really do. She has.
absolutely. Thank you, Ms.
Because I could
Cleveland.
call, I could call and just say, "Hey, how you doing? This is what's going on with me." Or I talked to her yesterday to make sure that I didn't have court yesterday because I heard 2 courts. So I was just checking in. I'll be compliant with her all the time to make sure I'm dropping right. Am I doing this right? I'm always, believe me, I'm calling.
And
I
let
can't
me say this to the courtroom. And if you Miss Cleveland's client, if you're not doing what you're supposed to do, she will text me in the middle of the night and tell on you. She is a bona
listen,
fide snitch.
listen,
And
and
I
I don't. And one
appreciate
thing,
it. I'm just trying to tell y'all, okay?
listen, and I don't want to. I can't fail my mother or Vonda Law. They be on my ace. You know.
Look, the other case managers might wait until business hours, and that's fine, but not Miss Cleveland be like, I'm a bona fide snitch. I know it's 12:01 a.m., Judge, but guess what I just found out? She gonna tell on y'all, okay? I'm just letting you know. All right, very good.
Help
Okay,
me
Miss
correct my
Cleveland,
wrongs. I love that.
there you go. Miss Cleveland, what else do you want to tell me about Mr. Williams? Seems like he's doing well. He's in compliance. Anything else?
No, Your Honor, he's doing everything he's supposed to do. I did get the verification from Pam's place that he's compliant with his counseling out there. He's compliant with jams. If I'm telling, it's because I love y'all and I want to make sure y'all stay on track.
And she don't want to hear my mouth
So,
or my text.
so everything is going well with him, and I do appreciate that he keeps in touch with me regularly. And also, I was waiting for the SOS paperwork. I think we talked about that the last court date, and I think that was going to have some kind of descriptive as well as to what he needed to do if he can find it. If not, we don't have to have it. We can still find the information you need. But if you do have that, it could just take a photo and send it over to my email. That would be great.
All right, and that's really important because Mr. Reed, Mr. Fike, and sometimes we say one thing, but then people go to the Secretary of State and the Secretary of State will give them a license. So if you have documentation from the Secretary of State, we really want to see it so that, if they're requiring you to do less, then we want you to do less, right? We don't want to make your life more complicated. Okay. All right, Mr. Reed, Mr. Fiken.
Thank you, Judge. Good report, Mr. Williams. Keep up the good work. Don't get overwhelmed. We're proud of you. Thank you, Mr. Williams. Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
All right.
Mr. Williams, that was a great statement today. I truly appreciate it. Keep up the great work. We are very proud of you. Thank you, Your Honor.
I'm
All
proud
right.
of you.
That you should be, and you should be.
It's been a journey for me, man, and I appreciate all of y'all. Trust me, I do. I
And
don't
we're
mind
just glad you're
coming
doing it.
to these Zooms. I clocked in at 9 o'clock. My doctor said 9:30. I'll make sure I was here at 9 o'clock.
There you go. All right. Very good. All right, Mr. Williams, I have you coming back on December 1st, 2020 at 9 a.m. And so, of course, that will be in our Zoom courtroom. Hopefully you can find that information, get it to Ms. Cleveland before that day. But until then, this is for everybody. I want you all to have a wonderful Thanksgiving. Continue to be safe and responsible. Okay?
Thank you.
All right. Very good. All right. With that, I see him putting up the peace sign to me. Peace out.
I'm sorry.
All right. Very good. I am ready on DeAndre Green. Mr. Green, unmute your phone. He just kept unmuting today. He must be finishing up today.
Yeah.
Good morning.
Yeah, I'm like, what is Mr. Green over there doing? He just unmuting his phone and carrying on. Good morning.
Good morning.
Name for the record.
I'm DeAndre Lavelle Green.
Mr. Green, you are in our virtual courtroom. Do you agree to have your hearing by way of Zoom on this morning?
Yes.
Wonderful. All right, Mr. Yancey, give me a case number and present Mr. Green, please.
Yes, Your Honor. His case number is Z805 7221.
All right, you may present him.
Yes, Your Honor. We're going to celebrate Mr. Green this morning, Your Honor. He's been in our program since July 29th, 2019. Had a one-year contract. He completed outpatient treatment. He attended over 100 12-step meetings. He completed community service. He completed the ARMS program. Your Honor, he watched the sobriety video, completed alcohol highway safety, submitted to screenings. One of the few people, he never tested positive on any of the screenings, and he paid his fines and costs, and he continues to meet two of his major goals, Your Honor, was to be a better father to his daughters, and he has some culinary arts goals that he continues to meet. So we're real proud of Mr. Green, and we want to present him for graduation this morning, Your Honor.
Wonderful. Miss Drew, if you could just run Mr. Green for me, DeAndre Green. Make sure he has no outstanding matters at 36 District Court. All right. Mr. Green, tell us what you learned from this experience. Oh my goodness, it seems like it was going to take forever to finish, and here we are at the finish line.
Yeah, for a minute it did. It did seem like it, and I was kind of reluctant at first because I'm like, when it says drug court, I really didn't understand it, but now I do, and I like the word sobriety court or specialty court because I am a special individual. But it kind of took a hold to me because Mr. Yancey and you also Judge Ms. Holmes and Mr. Reed and Mr. Fike, and I appreciate all y'all because I came to believe that y'all do really care because I thought it was just another way just to get some money out of somebody. That's how I looked at it. Like, what happened to regular probation? But I was like, these people do really care. Y'all want to see people get their lives together and get back on track and do the right thing. So I commend y'all for that. And they need more programs like this because everybody not bad people. You know, we just make bad mistakes and, decisions. So I would recommend this program to anybody. So I just appreciate everything that this program has done for me. To all the staff at 36 Dixon, I appreciate all y'all, and I just thank y'all.
Yes, sir. And there are no bad people that stand before me, Mr. Green. We make bad choices, and I say we, all of us, Okay, some people get caught, some don't get caught, and some are just not caught yet, right? And
Right.
so when people stand before us, we try to look beyond the circumstances and address the need. And if you let us, we will do it. If you give us work with us just a little bit, we can get it done. And you are living proof of that. You have always been pleasant. You have always been a pleasure to work with. You were a little reluctant in the beginning, but always pleasant, always showed up to do what you were supposed to do. And now the payoff, I hope, is going to be tremendous for you, not just for finishing probation at 36 District Court, but I hope that it'll be beneficial to you for a lifetime. So thank you for sticking with us, and we do care. And just so you know, we don't. They make me talk about money. They tell me you have to talk about money. That's like on the lowest thing on my radar because I want you all to get the benefit of the program. It takes money, right?
Right.
It takes money to do everything. But my concern, my overarching goal is to make sure that you get the help that you need and that we are giving you quality services while you are here with us. And so we're glad you finished the program. I'm going to hear from Mr. Reed and Mr. Fiken.
Yes, Judge. Thank you, Jesse Reed. Judge, I'm going to be making a motion in this case, motion to close with improvement. But before I make the motion, I'd like to make a few remarks, if I may. Mr. Green, uh, congratulations. You're about to become a graduate of the drug treatment court, and you are special. You volunteered for this program. You worked the program. You were always respectful and courteous. That goes a long way with me. You accepted responsibility. You didn't come in saying, why me, why me, why me? We hear that a lot. But you did everything we asked you to do. It's not an easy program. Drug testing, counseling, NAA meetings, arms, highway safety, paying money as you talked about. But you did it all. Be proud of yourself. We are proud of you. We wish you the best. I'm going to make a motion now, Judge. Uh, we can't dismiss this case. It's a drinking and driving case, but I'm making the motion that the following case, number Z 805-7221, be closed with improvement. Congratulations again, Mr. Green. Be safe. Keep up the good work. Come back anytime. You're going to be a graduate of drug treatment court. You're always welcome back. Thank you, Judge. Thank you, Mr. Green, for participating.
Thank you.
And Your Honor, if I might add, Mr. Green, it's been a pleasure working with you over these many months. You made it easy because you didn't pick up any sanctions, so we didn't have to do any hard legal work, me or Mr. Reed. So we always appreciate that. Thank you for your attitude. Thank you for being special, as you pointed out. Be well in the rest of your life, sir. Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
All right, very good, Mr. Reed. I am granting the motion to close Mr. Green's case with improvement. Ms. Drew, did he have any other outstanding matters with us?
No, he did not, Judge.
All right, wonderful. Congratulations to you, Mr. Green. You have successfully completed drug treatment court. Come on, let's celebrate Mr. Green on this morning. Congratulations to you. So proud of you. Make sure you reach back to us. Let us know when you get that food truck.
I
Cause
will.
we greedy too, and we like to eat. Yes, sir. And
I
so make
will.
sure you let us know. Okay.
I will.
All right, very good. Take care. You are going to get all of your paperwork in the mail. Make sure you hold on to it and go and be great, Mr. Green.
All righty. Thank you then. Well, this
All
is Simply Marvelous signing on.
right. All right, very good. Simply marvelous. Yes, sir. All right. I am ready on Mr. Caston. Mr. Caston, can you unmute for me?
Yes.
Good morning, Mr. Caston. State your full name for the record.
Alan.
All right, Mr. Caston, you are in our virtual courtroom. Do you agree to have your case heard by way of Zoom today?
Yes.
Wonderful. I have the following matters for Mr. Caston. I have SP 1056848, counts 1, 2, and 3. Case number SP 1057279, counts 1, 2, and 3. Case number SP 142181, counts 1 and 2. Case number SP 1421821, case number Z8066941, and case number 126345121. All right, Mr. Caston, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great.
You're doing great. You're at work today?
Yeah.
All right, very good. No issues?
No.
Tell me something you've learned since the last time I've seen you.
I've been learning like energies, like what you put out is what you take in. I've been learning a lot about that.
Okay, so what kind
Yeah.
of energy should we be putting out?
None but good energy.
Good energy, and you'll, in
Yeah.
all likelihood, receive it back, right?
Yep.
But what if you don't? Then what should you do?
Um, you should always put out good energy, no matter what. You should always put out good energy.
Still put out good energy, right?
Yeah. Whether it's you dealing with people and they don't give you good energy, you still just put out good energy.
There you
Was
go.
benefit yourself.
Very good. How are those babies doing?
They okay.
They okay? They still homeschooling?
Yeah, all of them homeschooling now.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. All right. You're not taking on no extra hours to get away from them, are you?
Nah, I got to make it home.
All right.
Get home.
I'm advocating for whoever is home with them.
Yeah.
Very good. All right. How is your sessions? How are your sessions with, is it Mr. Arnold going or Miss Hawkins? Who are you seeing?
I'm now it's Mr. McLean, so I'm kind of been bouncing around lately with that.
All right. But still at Detroit Recovery Project?
Yes, I'm still there.
Okay. What do you think about Mr. McLean?
He's pretty decent. He's good. I really can't judge him like that because we only had a few sessions, but he's a concerned person.
Okay. Very good. You're still committed to being open and having
Yeah.
those transparent conversations with him?
Yes.
Wonderful. That's what I need to hear. Very good. No issues with going to your testing facility?
No.
Great. All right. What do you need us to help you with, if anything?
Um, I'm just waiting.
Just
Just going
wait.
with, just going with the flow, one day at a
All
time.
right. I know that the last time you were with us, Mr. Reed, Mr. Fikens, we talked about the fact that Mr. Caston would need the restricted license. And so I know he's still very early in our program. He's what, 2 months in this week. And so continue, Ms. Cleveland, and I'm sure you are having conversations with him about posturing himself to be able to get that license, because no driving while you're in problem solving court, right?
And that's right.
All right. Very, very good. All right, Ms. Cleveland, what do you want to tell me about Mr. Caston?
He has given a very accurate report about himself. He's doing everything he's supposed to be doing. He did tell me immediately when he changed his counselor, and that's because they were having some, restructuring going on over at DRP. But he has still been completing his meetings over there. He's still doing his 12-step. He's compliant with his testing at ATS. So he's progressing well so far.
All right, very good. Ms. Reed, Mr. Fiken.
Thank you, Judge Jesse Reed. Mr. Caston, congratulations. Good report. You're working the program. We understand it's not easy. Don't get overwhelmed. Keep up the good work. Be proud of yourself, Mr. Caston. We're proud of you. Stay safe also. Stay safe.
I will.
And Your Honor, if I might add, Mr. Caston, that was a great report today. You've hit the ground running. You keep doing it. You keep working the program. You should be proud of yourself because we are proud of you. Thank you,
Okay.
All right, very good. And so, Mr. Caston, if you don't have any questions for the court, your return to court date is December 1st, 2020 at 9:00 a.m.
Okay. I just wanted to just show you my sticker.
I didn't do it for Mr. Williams. Mr. Caston. Mr. Caston went and dug that sticker. All right, Ms. Cleveland, I think you have 2 people now that had their sticker. We got to think of something that we're doing, because I told them to bring back their stickers and they did. I
right.
have mad respect for those who vote. I certainly do. All right. And as a matter of fact, Miss Cleveland, this is what I'm going to do because both of your people, Mr. Williams and Mr. Castor, who brought back stickers, they're doing well. I'm going to let you do a face-to-face with them that week and then schedule them on the appropriate date. Let's do that. And then that way they won't have to sit in court. How you
All
like
right.
that, Mr. Castor?
Woo-hoo.
That's fine with me.
He doesn't think
But that's
about it.
fine.
He's like, wait, I'm not getting no money, no gift card. No, you're not getting nothing. All right.
That's
So
fine with
face
me.
to face, reach out to Mr. Williams and let him know as well.
I will, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right. Very good. Thank you for getting out exercising your right to vote.
Yeah.
All right. Very good. Take care. I
Okay.
won't see you, but I'll hear about you in the next 2 weeks. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Very good. Take care. All right. I am ready on Mr. McGraw, and then I'm going to do the new intake. Mr. McGraw, if you could unmute, please.
Judge,
Yes.
Mr. Blankins or myself needs to go into the breakout room with the new intake. Who is the new intake?
I thought someone did go in with Mr.
I already,
Mansell.
I already was in there. Mr. Reed didn't know that because
Oh, he was in another
he
breakout
was
room.
in
I
Yes,
was in with Miss Cross. Okay, I'm
yes,
sorry.
that's
My
right.
bad.
I did try to do a better job of getting everybody squared away, Mr. Reed.
Yes,
All
Judge.
right.
Thank you.
Very good. Mr. McGraw, please state your name for the record.
Patrick McGraw.
All right, Mr. McGraw, you're in our virtual courtroom. You agree to have your hearing by way of Zoom?
Yes, I do.
All right, wonderful. I have the following matter for Patrick McGraw, case number 19060141101. All right, Mr. McGraw, how are you doing?
I'm doing fine.
You're doing fine. What does that mean to you that you're doing fine?
Everything's okay.
Okay, you're sober?
Yes.
No issue with testing?
Nope.
You going to your outpatient treatment?
Yep. For Miss Gail, yes.
All right, and you're doing well with Miss Gail?
Oh, fabulous. I love her to death.
Oh, fine. Wonderful. Wonderful. No issues with our testing facilities. Is that correct?
Correct.
All right. Very good. What's been challenging to you, if anything?
Nothing. Everything's going okay.
All right. What about 12-step meetings?
I can hear you.
What about your 12-step meetings?
Oh, everything's going fine. I'm doing everything I'm supposed to do. Everything's okay with me.
All right. And so tell me something you learned in in your 12-step meetings just this past week.
Oh no. A lot of times, instead of trying to blame everything on other people, start with self first. Everything start with yourself.
Everything, right, Mr. McGraw?
Oh yeah, everything. Decisions you make, the ones you gotta live with.
Yes, sir. Everything starts with you. Very good. Very good. Is there anything that you need the court to help you with?
No, everything's fine.
Okay, good. And so what about the work situation? What's going on?
Oh, not much. Because right now, I know my daughter will be back home schooling, and so I mean, I do like contract work. Like my friends, they keep me busy. Doing houses and stuff.
Okay, so you work some contracting with your friends?
Yeah, they keep me. Yeah.
All right, very good. Very good. All right. Miss Cleveland, what do you want me to know about Mr. McGraw?
He has a good report. I actually got the progress report from Miss Gail, and she has given him very high marks. She says he's compliant with everything, all of his therapy sessions. He is compliant with jams. He is compliant with 12-step. I think he's doing some of those by telephone.
Yes.
Yeah. And I did mail him out a little documenting sheet so I can make sure that they start taking photos of those and sending them back to me when they go to their 12 steps and their actual meetings, just to make sure we're all on track. He is doing well. Now, I do have to ask him, I know he's saying he's doing some subcontracting work, but I have job leads as well, and I can send some of those over for Mr. McGraw.
Okay.
All right. Very good. Very good. Thank you, Ms. Cleveland. Mr. Reed, Mr. Vikings.
Yes, Judge. Thank you, Mr. McGraw. Good report. Keep up the good work. Stay safe. Proud of what you're doing, and you should be proud of what you're doing. We understand it's not an easy program, but you're doing the work. Thank you. Keep up the good work, Mr. McGraw.
And Your Honor, if I might add, Mr. McGraw, it seems like you've hit the ground running. That's great. It seems like you have a great attitude about this. That's also wonderful. Keep up the great work, sir. We are proud of you.
Thank you.
All right, very good. If nothing else, Mr. McGraw, do you have any questions for the court today?
Nope. Gonna go
No
have breakfast with my
questions.
wife. I'm gonna go have
I'm
breakfast with
sorry.
my wife. I said I'm gonna go have breakfast with my wife.
Have breakfast with your wife. Wonderful. All right. I have you returning to court December 1st, 2020 at 9:00 a.m. Okay?
Okay. Yes.
All right. Good to see you. Stay safe. Have a wonderful Thanksgiving.
You too.
All right. Thank you. All right. Mr. Mansfield, I'm ready for you to unmute, please. And who is presenting Mr. Mansfield on today?
I will be presenting, Your Honor, Ebony Robs, Drug Treatment Court Case Manager.
Okay, give me 1 second. Let me just grab a couple of things. All right, Ms. Robs, I'll need you to give me case numbers as well. Ms. Drew, if you could run Mr.
Yes, ma'am.
Mansfield to see if he has any other matters at 36th District Court,
Okay. Make sure.
open and or unadjudicated.
Yes, ma'am.
First, let me have Mr. Mansfield state your name, your full name for the record.
Brian Mansell,
And how do you spell your Brian?
Bryan.
All right, Mr. Mansell, do you agree to have your hearing today by way of Zoom?
Yes.
All right, wonderful. Ms. Robs, case numbers?
Yes, Your Honor, it's 2000057FD.
Is this the transfer case?
Yes, Your Honor, from 31st District in Hamtramck.
31st, you said?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, you may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. Before the course, we have Mr. Brian Mansell. As reported, he is a transfer case from 31st District. He is a 50-year-old married African-American male. His highest level of education is 1 year of college. His current occupation is home improvement. He has 3 adult children, ages 19, 26, and 30. Mr. Mansell reports that he would like to participate in the program. He admits an abuse problem with alcohol since the age of 17, which led him here with his OWVI second. He was able to test at JAMS, Your Honor, on November 13th, 2020, where he tested positive for benzodiazepines. He did report, Your Honor, that he has a prescription from his physician. I did explain thoroughly to Mr. Mansell that he is not allowed to take benzodiazepines while participating in drug treatment court. He is willing, Your Honor, to discontinue them in order to be a part of the program. He does not have any prior felonies or violent offenses. He has not participated in specialties court within the last 10 years. He is currently receiving services from Adult Wellbeing. His counselor is Ms. Glenn. An email has been sent for confirmation of services. Follow-up has not yet been received from the email sent. And lastly, Your Honor, I would like to recommend Mr. Mansell as a candidate for drug treatment court. Thank you, Your Honor.
Wonderful. Thank you, Ms. Robs. All right, Mr. Fikens?
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Mansell and I met earlier, and we thank the court for that opportunity. He was certainly a pleasant, engaging man, very honest with me, and as Mr. Reed would say, that goes a long way with me too. We had a pleasant conversation about the program. He does understand about testing. He does understand about treatment. He does understand about meetings. He told me about the prescription he got. It was a 2-day prescription. He does not intend to continue that prescription, or maybe was discontinued by the doctor. I don't know, but he understands that as well, Judge, and I wanted you to know that. We talked about all the purposes and goals of sobriety court. I believe he understands them. I think he can do it. I know he can do it. He knows he can do it. And we certainly recommend him for acceptance into the sobriety court, Judge.
All right, wonderful, thank you. And so, Mr. Mansell, do you wish to participate in our specialty court?
Yes.
Tell me why.
Well, it's evident I've had a few problems with my drinking in the past. It's time to getting too old for this. It's time to turn something around. You know, it's a headache, and I know I need help with it, and I really do. I mean, maybe it was best that it happened like it happened. You know, I was caught asleep in my car, you know, drinking. So yeah, it's time to stop. When you're on the road, could have hurt somebody, hurt myself. It's just time to take care of business.
Yes, sir. And so you understand that you are one of the fortunate ones. If we were in the courthouse, I'd say you got to walk in, but today you got to Zoom in. You're not in jail. You're not at the morgue or any of those things, because some of the things that you're going to learn in this program is there are a number of people who die from drinking and driving related events. And there
Yes.
are a number of people who end up in prison because they have caused death or they've caused injury to other people from drinking and driving. And
Right.
so you are certainly one of the fortunate ones, and you've been given another opportunity because this is your second OWVI. And
Right.
I just hope that if you come into the program, that you will make the best of it, that you will do your absolute best to work the program without excuse. Can I get that commitment from you today, Mr. Mansell?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Drug treatment court is not easy, but it is something that can be done, and it is beneficial to those who do it. We don't expect you to be perfect. We expect you to work hard. We expect you to be honest. We expect you to get up and do the things that you are required to do. So coming out the gate, you're going to be required to do your outpatient treatment, required to go to your random testing. You're going to be required to come to court, required to do your 12-step meetings. Those are all things that you have to do starting on today so
Right.
that we can get you on track for hopefully what will be a lifetime of recovery. Are you willing to do that, Mr. Mansell?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, wonderful. Who's your support system on the outside?
My family, my wife,
Okay, so you
kids.
are married.
Yes.
All right, wonderful. And you have 3 adult children.
Yes.
All right, very good. Are they all rooting on you to get this together?
Oh yeah, yeah. They trying to get me together.
All right, very good. Tell them I welcome their help. It
Oh
takes
yeah.
all of us hands on deck to
Oh yeah.
encourage you and to get you to where you should be. Do you have a driver's license, Mr. Mansell?
No, no, ma'am.
All right, no license, so he will probably need the restricted license. Ask you that question because it's so important that you understand that while you are in problem solving court, do not drive.
Right.
Do not drive. Because if you get caught, I'm sorry, when you get caught, if you are driving while we are helping you, you're going to go to jail.
Right. Oh yeah, I
Okay?
know. Yeah, that's how I did it the last time. I paid $3,000 worth of tickets. Didn't have my license 20 days.
And
So yeah.
right back in the same grind, right? So let's do something different this time.
Yes, most definitely. Yes, most definitely.
Right. Very good. Well, if you are willing to work with us, I'm going to accept you into our program. Before I do that, let me ask Mr. Fikens. Mr. Fikens, did you determine that your client is eligible to participate in drug treatment court pursuant to Michigan law?
Yes, I did, Your Honor. He is eligible.
Wonderful. Did you also take the time to go through the drug treatment court contract to explain all of the nuances of it to Mr. Mansell? Did you also explain to him that it becomes my order, but I can also amend it at any time and for any reason? And in addition, the benefits of successfully completing the program.
Yes, Your Honor. We talked about the benefits and consequences of the program. We also talked about how the court is free to amend the contract at any time for any
All
reason.
right. Wonderful. Thank you, Mr. Fikens. And then Ms. Robs, did you make a determination as to whether or not Mr. Mansell, if he is now or if he's ever been a violent offender or if he is a substantial risk to the public?
Yes, Your Honor, I did take the time, and he is not a violent offender, and he's not a substantial risk to the public, Your Honor.
All right, wonderful. Then with that, Mr. Mansell, I welcome you to Drug Treatment Court. We look forward to working with you. You will have a team of professionals surrounding you, which includes our defense attorneys, our case managers, our administration for Drug Treatment Court, as well as our prosecutors. And we are all here to help you successfully complete the program and help you achieve sobriety for life. And so we look forward to working with you. Any questions for the court on this morning?
No, ma'am.
All right. You are going to come back. You're going to be in touch with Ms. Ross, but you are going to come back to see me on December 1st, 2020 in our virtual courtroom at 9:00 a.m.
Okay.
All right. So you'll dial in the same way you did on today. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Wonderful. Good to see you, sir. Welcome to Drug Treatment Court. Look forward to working with you.
Thank you.
All right. Take care.
Bye-bye.
All right. I am ready on Mr. Todd. I think that's all of my, before I do Mr. Todd, let me look at the remainder of my docket. I have Devin Jones, SP. And thank you, Ms. Drew. I did get your message that Mr. Mansell did not have any other outstanding matters.
You're welcome.
All right. I have Devin Jones on my docket, SP 9584343. Mr. Jones had a face-to-face on today. Mr. Yancey, did you determine a return to court date for Mr. Jones?
I did, Your Honor. It's going to be for December 10th. It would have been December 7th, but we have training, so I moved him to December 10th.
All right, very good, at 9:00 a.m. Thank you, Mr. Yancey.
Yes.
And he was doing well today?
Yes, he's doing well. Still has that good new job he has, so he's doing well.
Wonderful. All right, I have Diamond Mac, Z8057761. What's going on with Miss Mac? She had a face-to-face on today?
Yes, Your Honor, she's doing well.
All right, wonderful. When do you have Miss Mac returning to court?
December 15th, 2020 at 9 a.m.
Wonderful, thank you.
Thank you.
Miss Robs, I now have Darian Wallace, case number 1704529-901. Mr. Wallace had a face-to-face on today?
Yes, Your Honor, he's doing well. He didn't pass his GED by 5 points.
No, he's gonna take it
Your
again?
Honor. Yes, he's going to take it again. He was a little bit discouraged, but he is doing well overall, Your Honor. No complaints about Mr. Wallace.
Wonderful. Please encourage him to take it again. Please,
Yes,
please,
Your
please,
Honor.
please, please.
Yes,
All right.
absolutely.
Very good. Very good. When is Mr. Wallace returning to CS?
December 8th, Your Honor, 2020.
Is that a training day?
I believe it is, Your Honor. We have 7th and the 9th.
Okay, so so what day are you gonna do for Mr. Wallace?
Would it be okay to do a face-to-face, Your Honor? Or
He just did a face-to-face. I want to see him.
Okay. Yes, Your Honor. Could I do the
10th
would the 10th? Would the 10th be
The 10th will work.
Okay.
Yes, the 10th is a Thursday, and that will work at 9:00. Wonderful. Make sure you get that message to Mr. Wallace.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, very good. Thank you. And then I have the following matters for Kenneth Franklin, U509-90819, U557-35120, case number 18044277701, case number 184989371, and case number 19044411301. For Kenneth Franklin,
He's doing extremely well, Your Honor. I was able to speak with Mr. Franklin. He's finished up his community service. I received a progress report from Mr. Williams indicating that he's doing well. He is interested in the next phase of treatment.
Did he have a face-to-face with you?
Yes, Your Honor. He had a face-to-face with me. He was originally on your Tuesday docket, but we moved him to Monday due to scheduling.
But yes, okay, all right. Very good, but he's doing well.
He's doing very well, Your Honor.
Okay, wonderful. Glad to hear that information from Lake Ridge. When do you have Mr. Franklin coming back?
December 30th, Your Honor, at 9 a.m.
All right, keep your hands on him.
Yes,
He's
Your
doing
Honor.
well, but he's going to a different phase. So we just want to make sure he's adjusting well.
Yes, Your Honor.
And so with that, Ms. Drew, I don't have any other than the people who are have some issues. That's my regular docket for today. Am I correct, or are there others?
You are correct, Judge. Just the remaining of the people that we have to be seen as armed.
All right, very good. Thank you. And so I
You're
am
welcome.
ready to start those matters. Let's see. I'm ready first with Mr. Todd. Mr. Todd, could you unmute yourself, please? Good morning, Mr. Todd.
Morning.
State your full name for the record.
Marquell Jabon Todd.
All right. And you are in our virtual courtroom. Do you agree to have your case heard today by way of Zoom?
Yes.
Very good. I have the following cases for Mr. Todd. Give me 1 second. Let me see. Just confirm I have the right thing. All right. I have case number SP 100600802, case number SP 9618881, and case number 19058809001. All right, Mr. Todd, as I indicated to you earlier, I'm glad to see you. I'm glad you're alive. I'm glad you're in treatment. And so I think, who went in the breakout room with Mr. Todd?
I did, Your Honor.
All right, let me start with Mr. Griffin, and then Mr. Fikens, I'll hear from you. Mr. Griffin?
Okay, Your Honor, this is Marco Todd. Mr. Todd had a court date scheduled with you last Friday on the 13th. He failed to appear for that hearing, and so the reason why, I just figured out the progress report that I got on Mr. Todd dated for the 12th. I just realized after I read it and really analyzed it, this was a report that let me know that Mr. Todd re-entered residential treatment on the 10th. So the transitional hospital didn't send me anything. This was a report letting me know that he had re-entered into treatment. So upon this, I have made several calls over there. I emailed people. So Mr. Morgan is looking into this. The person who runs the transitional housing is a Ms. Lee Zinsky, and they failed to notify us that Mr. Todd had left the facility. I did on Friday go over to visit Mr. Todd at your house. I made him sit down and had some conversation. He told me that he just had got a little wound up. He said Ms. Zinsky had told him that he only had 2 weeks remaining at the facility because he had been there earlier this year before he got into drug court, that he can only do 2 more months. So he said he felt a little easy, got a little rattled. You know he should have called me, or he could have reached out. He had all type of outlets. He got a recovery coach. He asked me, he asked the court. But he said he had saved us some money, and so he said he just left the facility, and he admitted, he said he did go and get high, but he said while he was out there, he realized that he was gonna die, so he got afraid or whatever. So I just like to commend him that he did turn himself back into residential treatment. He walked himself back in. So that shows me that he does want to help. Like I told him, I told him what you told me to tell him, that we're glad that you're alive, that you're back over there, and that you want to help, and we can tell that you want to help. So if you're willing to work, we're willing to work with you. So he understands that. He's feeling somber. I did talk to Ms. Conley back over again now to Mr. Moore. I did talk to Mr. Moore yesterday. Mr. Moore said he's doing well. They had him in detox, I believe, for 3 days or whatever. So he's out of detox now. So he's back attending the classes and everything. So Mr. Moore told me he's going to try to do something different than what he did the last time with Mr. Todd, to really work on some other issues that that's surrounding him. Mr. Todd just kind of explained to me sometimes when he gets totally sober or whatever, he has thoughts of different things of his childhood that kind of make him afraid and things, so he goes back to what he used to. So those are the type of things that we need to work on. like I said, I'm just glad to see that he was able to, that he took his stuff back to treatment, so that says a lot, that he does want the help. Relapse, like you say, Your Honor, is part of recovery, and the part that we got to deal with, but Mr. Todd, like I said, I'm just glad that you went back, that you did stay out there, you didn't hurt yourself, hurt anybody else, so you're willing to put in the work, and I believe you are, we're willing to work with you.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Griffin, thank you. All right, Mr. Fikes, and then I'll hear from you, Mr. Todd, okay?
Yes, Your Honor, and I'll be brief. As you can see, Mr. Todd is very remorseful about his conduct. We talk mostly about, it's not that you fall down. I know it's an off-use phrase, but it's how you get back up. But it applies so well with Mr. Todd's case. And I told him, don't beat yourself up too much, but you got some work to do. And he certainly understands that. Understanding yourself and what your triggers are, some of the hardest things to accept and some of the hardest things to know. So he does, Judge, he certainly feels bad about what he did. He's embarrassed about himself, but he does want to ask this court for another attempt to try. I'm glad he turned himself back in. It could have been much worse. I told him I was real glad to see him, and I am glad to see him. And I know we all are glad to see Mr. Todd. So, Judge, we have no contest with any of the facts at all. We admit to all of it, and we're just asking this court to keep faith in us.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Judge, may I say something, please?
Yes.
Thank you. Mr. Todd, I'm so glad that you are safe and you are alive. This is drug treatment court, and I'm going to tell you this story. We have a participant who walked away for a minute, did some fentanyl, and overdosed. You have been clean for so long, your body cannot tolerate what you used to do. I'm so glad you're safe. I'm so glad you didn't overdose. We want you to stay in the program. We want you to work the program, but you're not alone. You need to understand that. And I throw that out there because we did have a participant who walked away for a minute, used some fentanyl, overdose, was hospitalized. We're so glad that person was safe. We're so glad you were safe. Work the program, Mr. Todd. Thank you, Judge. I apologize. I just wanted to put that on the record.
Oh, absolutely. And thank you, Mr. Reed, for that reminder. Because while I'm not certain what Mr. Todd used, Mr. Todd, what did you use when you went back out there?
Used heroin.
Okay, and so you understand that you've been clean. So your body can't do what it used to do. What made you think that you were going to die?
I kind of got sick and was throwing up and heart beating, racing fast. And, I used the bathroom on myself.
So you heard what Mr. Reed was saying, right? You know it's true.
Yes.
That was your body saying to you, not today. We can't do this anymore. It's not gonna work. You can't handle it. And so you understand that continued use, probably you wouldn't even be here today.
Yes.
I want to applaud you, Mr. Todd, for walking back into treatment. When Mr. Griffin told me that, I was it just did my heart well. Because I have a few people who have left and they are out using. And I think about them often, probably more than I should. And just wondering how or if they'll ever return to us. And so I'm glad that you had enough of something on the inside of you that wants this sobriety, that wants to recover, that sees that I'm worth it, that sees that I'm valuable enough, I deserve it, that you turned around and brought yourself back to inpatient treatment or back to the facility.
Yes,
Go ahead.
I wasn't really worried about, like, it wasn't because I didn't want to go to jail or nothing like that. It's because I believe I really need help. I really believe that I need help bad because this is the second time I relapsed. So I really believe I need help.
All right. So let's work it. Let's do it. One day at a time. We're not giving up on you. We're not giving up on you. Look, I've seen you go from your point of denial. I only do this, I don't do that, I'm good, I gotta take care of my grandfather, I gotta do this, I can't go to inpatient treatment. I've seen you come from denial to acknowledgement of, I have an issue, I don't know how to help myself, and I need you all to help me. And so that's what I need to be able to work with you, is that you understand that it is an addiction, that you are powerless to it, and that you need help. And if you come to that, and you have come to that understanding, and since you have, we have rolled up our sleeves and we are going to fight for you. We're going to fight for you. We need you to fight with us.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
All right. So Mr. Reed, Mr. Fikens, he's in inpatient treatment right now. I'm not going to do a sanction. I'm not going to do a sanction. I need him to focus on treatment, you know, show me that he's really willing to work it. And so that's what I need from him. So if I have to give a sanction, it would just be verbal. I'm going to do verbal today because I need him to work. I need him to work. I don't need him to be worried. Is the judge going to send me to jail? The answer is no. You know, I'm telling you verbally, I'm disappointed. Yes. You know, but I'm also, there's the other side of me that's elated that you're alive and that you are getting the help that you need because you realize that you need it. Okay? All right.
Thank you, Judge.
And so you're back at Share House?
Yes.
All right. You're doing what you're supposed to do, Mr. Todd?
Yes, I am. I'm kind of, I just got out of detox. So kind of still a little coming off the effects of heroin use for 2 days.
Yeah. All right. I'm just going to plant this seed. I think, Mr. Griffin, you and I may have talked about it or texted about it. I'm not certain. But one of my concerns about, let me ask this. How did you come in contact with the people that gave you heroin, sold you heroin?
Well, I went back to the neighborhood where I'm from.
Mm-hmm. Do you work in that neighborhood?
No, nowhere near that neighborhood.
Okay. One of the things that I talked about with Mr. Griffin, Mr. Reed, Mr. Fikens, I'm going to just plant this seed, is that my concern about his line of employment is that there are so many transient people. You see everybody, everything. And so I just want to throw that out there and we can have some discussion about that farther along. But I want you to know, Mr. Todd, because I don't want anything to catch you by surprise, that I sometimes I take issue with it. Okay. We'll talk about it a little bit more.
Okay.
Okay.
But yeah.
All right.
I went to my old neighborhood off of Mac and Bewick area where I grew up when I first started using, and that's how I relapsed. Because
who's still over there? Do you have family over there? Why'd you go back over there?
Just old friends.
Old friends getting high?
Yeah, no family over there. None.
So they're getting high over off of Mac and Bewick. They are selling drugs because they're available, right? And so, come on, you've moved up and on.
Yes, I have.
But you physically moved up and on. What we have to do is let your emotional and the inside, the real Mr. Todd, catch up with the changes that you had made physically and logistically. Okay? And that's what we're going to work on.
Okay. I'd like to apologize to the court.
It's okay. It's a part of recovery. I forgive you. I'm not giving up. I told Ms. Griffin, tell you, I still think you're incredible. I still see you as someone with so much potential, and none of that's changed. Not for me. I hope it hasn't changed for you.
No, it hasn't.
All right. That's what's more important. It hasn't changed for me at all. Okay?
Yes.
All right. So let's roll up the sleeves and get to work. I want to see you in 2 weeks. I want to see you in 2 weeks. And so, Mr. Griffin, I would like him to return to court, Mr. Todd, on December 1st, 2020. Put him down for 9 o'clock, but make sure that the time that we set does not interfere with his classes or his work that he has to do at Share House to work on him.
Okay, Your Honor.
Okay, so if I have to see him later, that's fine. But let's make sure. All right, very good. Look, Mr. Todd, Thanksgiving is next week. You have so much to be grateful for.
Yes, sir.
And you've given me one more thing to be thankful for, that you're back, you're alive, and you're getting the help you need. So thank you.
Judge, thank you.
All right, I'll see you in 2 weeks.
Okay, thank you.
All right, take care. All right, I am ready on Ms. Cross, and I believe that's the last matter of the morning.
Yes.
And so, Ms. Cross, if you could unmute for me, please. State your full name for the record.
Roberta Cross.
All right, you are in our virtual courtroom. Do you agree to have your hearing by way of Zoom?
Yes.
Thank you. I have the following matters for Roberta Cross. I have case numbers SP 923-033, counts 1 and 2, and case number Z 806-0891. All right. Miss Cleveland, tell me what's going on with Miss Cross while she's in my courtroom today.
Good morning, Your Honor. Ms. Cross contacted me. She contacted me and let me know that she had an incident this weekend that she believes was going to be a violation of her drug court contract, and she wanted to make sure that she let us know that it was not intentional, that this was something that she believed was a mistake, and she wanted to make sure she came to your court to let you know that she does not desire to drink, she is not intending to drink, and the occurrence that happened, I don't know the exact date that it happened, but she had a scheduled drop on November 14th, 2020. I checked that with ATS, and it does show that there was an incident and a verification for ETG, but the verification is pending. So she asked me if she could please come in and see you and talk to the attorneys, because she said it was accidental, it was unintentional. I would like the record to show that Miss Cross has been negative at all of her prior testing. So she's been doing well. She's been doing her treatment. She had just completed and received a certification from her CARES First substance abuse treatment. She's got a recovery coach that she is making appointments with. She is still doing her Zoom treatment plans for her 12-step. She's just been compliant. And when she called me, she was very remorseful. She said it was not intentional. She wanted us to know that she was being proactive to bring this matter to your attention.
All right. Thank you, Miss Cleveland. Mr. Reed?
Yes, Judge, thank you. And thank you for the opportunity to talk to my client in breakout room. And she admitted she has consumed some alcohol, and she was honest and remorseful. And I was mad and I was upset for 2 reasons. First of all, she's in drug treatment court. The other reason was there's a pandemic going on, and she went to a cabaret. She told me that a friend of hers was in town and that they went to a cabaret, and while they were at the cabaret, she unknowingly consumed some alcohol or mistakenly consumed some alcohol. I advised her that she's responsible for whatever she puts in her body, and she understands that. And I told her she was irresponsible for going to a cabaret. I can't believe that in this pandemic, someone would go to a cabaret. She puts herself at risk. She's in drug treatment court. She puts herself at risk for the virus and for consuming alcohol. And I may have been too hard on her, and I apologize if I was, but I just couldn't understand cabaret
in COVID don't go together.
In a pandemic, and you're in drug court. She apologized, and I Miss Cook. Judge, if you could have heard me in that breakout room talking to her, and again, Miss Cook, I didn't intend to hurt your feelings or anything like that, but it just didn't make any sense to me. It Anyway, Judge, my recommendation is that she be ordered to do a meeting a day for the next 30 days. That's all I'm recommending. She was remorseful, she was sorry, but it wasn't common sense for me to be in a pandemic and be at a cabaret. That's all, Judge. Thank you, Judge. That's it.
All right. Ms. Cross,
Yes.
Mr. Reed is correct. What are you cabareting about in the midst of COVID?
I know.
I can't hear you.
I messed up. I know. I was, like I said, my girlfriend was here from out of town, and her family had a cabaret, and I've been knowing her family for years, so that's why I went.
And they were worth dying for?
No, no, no.
I mean, it just doesn't make sense to me. I'm with Mr. Reed, but I'm not gonna go. I'm sure, Mr. Reed has a whole lot more wisdom than I do, and I'm certain he read you up and down about your decision-making process. I'm more concerned about you making a decision to go to a cabaret. I mean, I look at Miss Cleve's face like, how do we get to cabaret? How do we get to a cabaret in COVID and we're in court? Those are 3 C's that will never go together. Cabaret, COVID, and court. If they in the same sentence together, any 2 of them, it's just the wrong thing to do. It's just the wrong thing to do. And so I don't get it. It cost you because, you were doing so well. And one of the things that I know is that you've gone through a lot. You lost a son. Your daughter was a victim just recently. And something you shared with me very early on is that the things that trigger you is depression and partying with your friends. And you engaged your 2 things you didn't have any control over. But the partying with your friends, you did. And you put it all together, and it was a recipe for disaster. And so I need you to really think, Ms. Cross. I need you to really, really think. What do you want to tell me?
I didn't mean it. I mean, I didn't know that it would have happened, because if I did, I wouldn't have done it. And
You
now
were
that I
at a
did do it, I
cabaret.
hate that I did.
You were at a cabaret that, alcohol everywhere, everybody partying. You had a cabaret. So if you're not, I don't even know the right words to use, and I want to use some nice words. If you're not careful, I'll use careful. If you're not careful enough to go to a cabaret, even if it wasn't COVID, and bring your own water, bring your own pop, then you're being, oh, what's a nice word? Then you're being careless. There we go, careless. You're being careless. And that's what happened when you're not careful and you're careless. You end up in a place that it's like, okay, how did I get here? Because you're not careful and you're careless. And it can cause a whole host of problems. So I appreciate the fact that you reached out to Miss Cleveland to let her know. Miss Cleveland, how many times a week is Miss Cross tested?
She's testing twice a week randomly. And she's been doing.
I'm gonna make it 3 times a week for the next 30 days.
Yes, Your Honor.
For 30 days. I'm also going to require her to do 1 meeting a day for the next 30 days. You need to get a log, write the day and the time that you attended the meeting and what you learned in it, what you took away from it. And Ms. Cleveland, make sure she's doing that. Check in with her.
Yes.
I need to do that. I'm gonna test you 3 times a week now, random. So make that call to the provider, let them know her color needs to drop 3 times per week. Because if you out during COVID, I just, I don't know. I don't know. Okay. That's what I'm going to do. Any objection or anything, anybody from the team wants to add anything I'm missing, I'm baffled by cabaret.
No objections, Judge. I had my conversation with Ms. Cook in the breakout, Ms. Cross, I'm sorry, in the breakout room, and I think she understands my position. Ms. Cross, you're in drug treatment court. You've been doing an excellent job. We care about you. We want you to care about yourself. That's all. Thank you, Judge.
You're muted, Mr. Fikens.
Ms. Cross, we do care about you. I am very appreciative, and I want the court to know that we are appreciative that you called on yourself and you took the steps. That's good. And don't, that it really is good. So we're proud of you for that. Other decisions, maybe not so much proud of, but we're glad that you're safe, and stay safe, Ms. Cross. Thank you, Your Honor.
Come on, it's the holidays. So, you know, a lot of celebrating, and people will still be getting together for some reason. But look, you've got to take responsibility. You've got to make sure that you're keeping yourself safe and that you're keeping yourself sober, okay?
Yes.
All right. Anything else you want to say to me, Ms. Cross, or to the team? Any questions?
Yes. Yes.
Was there something else you wanted to say or questions you had?
No, no.
All right. Get with Ms. Cleveland today so that you can confirm 3 times per week. It starts today. And 1 meeting per day for 30 days. It starts today. Okay?
Okay.
All right. Ms. Cleveland, Ms. Cross, it looks like we're scheduled to do a face-to-face with you on November 23rd. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
I'm going to leave her on my docket for the 23rd, Ms. Drew, for that face-to-face. But Ms. Cleveland, I know you'll reach out if something is not right.
Yes, Your Honor, I will.
All right. All right. Very good. Okay, Ms. Cross, hang in there. I want you to do well, and you can do it. I know you can.
I will.
All right. Very good. Take care. Be safe.
Okay.
Right. Okay.
Thank you,
That
Your Honor.
ends the docket.